Howdy, what's up, everybody? I'm smoking on a Knuckle Buster Shade, and it's kind of the Connecticut. I don't know if it's got the Cameroon wrapper or not. I honestly don't know, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good for a light smoke. I think it's like $7 a stick, $7 or $8 a stick. Pretty good for the value, and I got the nubs, so they're pretty nice, especially if you go a little bit slower on them. But yeah, so that's what we're kind of smoking with today. I'm gonna preemptively take off the wrapper since it's a smaller cigar. But yeah, I'm just here chilling. If you hear some background noises, I'm just taking care of some horses. I'm not at my house, but um, yeah. So I wanted to make a video today, and I kind of just want to throw something up and not edit it, and kind of just talk about some things that have been on my mind, and just vibe kind of. But anyways, um, so at the start of the year in 2026, I kind of made it a point to be more involved with my community, with my church, with my friends, with my family. And the reason for that being was that I kind of in college kind of just left all that to do my classes. Um, and that was detrimental, obviously, to my social circle. And that kind of bled into my life after college. So um, I spent a lot of time just by myself, just chilling and just doing what I do, right? And then that kind of went on for a couple years, and then I was like, dang, like I I moved to Texas, and then completely new start, new beginning, and I was like, dang, I don't have any like connections or um, any plans. Like if on a weekend, my plans were just remodeling my house on the weekends, which isn't a bad thing. And always having plans. I'm not saying always having plans, but at least plans, right? And I sat down and I'm like, man, like, how can I really, um, how can I make it so that I have some connections, some friends, some things to do stuff with? And I even prayed about it. I was like, God, like, send some people my way that I can hang out with, some good people, because there's all kinds of people. And I think it's important, though. I mean, you can't have all these crazy standards. I think it's important to have people that make you grow, that challenge you, um, and people that that share the same values. So if it's two of those things, I think you can eliminate a lot of age. I think you'll find people, and you got to open your eyes. You got to start looking around and opening your eyes to what's out there. So you got to put yourself out there. And so that's what I started doing. I was like, dang, I have all these opportunities, and I wanted to serve and be a part of something, and like serve a purpose kind of higher than myself. So, I just really put that to mind, and I wanted to be conscious of that because of I just wanted to be a part of a community. Um, so I did that. And what I started doing was, it took a while. It honestly took a while, but what I started doing was went to church every Sunday, and if there was a men's breakfast, if there was uh, a young adult group, I was going. I was going. I try to talk to two or three people every time. I didn't know, and not be fake about it. Just be honest and learn about them, and just learn about them, and tell a little bit about myself, and just try to be involved. If people needed help, try to offer help. If people needed, if someone just needed to listen and remember, listen and remember who they are, what their name is, what their interests are. So I did that for about a year and a half, probably a solid year, I would say, maybe a year and a half. And I'm now reaping the benefits of that. Not that it's the whole purpose of it, but the benefits being I have places to go. I have invitations on the weekends. I have friends to do things with, and I'm very thankful for that. Um, and it all started by just trying to be involved, and I think also God being open to what God has in store. So yeah, so that's what I did. Now I'm involved with going to the men's breakfast. I'm acquainted with the men at church, and I know their interests and stuff. And I think we always get confused because I do have family, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm close to them. And but what makes it and that makes it easier is having them close, because if you already have close connections, right? Then you can branch out and have those not not as deep connections, if that makes sense. Like the people you see once a week, and you just kind of catch up with, and you spend that time with. I think people get it misconstrued, and they neglect their inner circle or their family or their friend, like their closer friends, and or there's all kinds of things that can happen, but it makes it easier to have those more casual friendships when you nurture the ones like your family, and you can go out and help people. But yeah, I'm very thankful to have those deeper, closer relationships with my family. That way um, I can go further into the community. And that was also a choice I made, though. That's a choice you can make. Is like I started spending more time with my brother, which I wasn't doing. And it wasn't like there wasn't any bad blood. It was just kind of like I wasn't making time for it. That's all. I started, change my attitude with the brother that I live with, and obviously it's not perfect, but I have a better outlook and a better perspective with him. So yeah, that's how it kind of laid out there, and I'm just thankful. I moved here about 2 years ago, and this was the first spring where I felt like, yeah, this is my place. This is where I need to be. And after a year of uncertainty and a year of not knowing anybody, and I'm just thankful because like it's also a testament to things just take time, and you just gotta put in the time, put in the work, regardless of what the outcome is. For because when I first came to church, the people were very welcoming. Don't get me wrong, but you you gotta put the time in. And I think with our generation, I think with social media and stuff like that, we think we should have everything now. Like you scroll and you see two friends that have been together for you don't even know how long. It could be 3 months or 7 years. So um, these things take time, and you gotta sacrifice, and you gotta be alongside people, and you gotta work alongside them. So yeah, I'm just thankful about that. Thankful that I can have those friends, because I know not everybody has friends, especially nowadays. Not everybody has family. Not everybody has the ability to go to church and the time to go to church like I do, or the ability to go to the events or the things to do. But so I am thankful for that, and I acknowledge that that's a blessing for sure. But yeah, so talking about new friends, what else? Whew, professional exam. I completed a professional exam for cybersecurity, so also thankful about that. Um, yeah, studied a good bit for that. What else? Hmm. Trying to get my reading up. Um, I've been reading like two books for the last like month and a half, but I'm on to these Think and Grow Rich and Unsolved Deaths, Strange Deaths, and Mysterious Disappearances. So this is pretty cool because this is like a wait for the truck. This is pretty cool because this is like from all history, like from time on. It could be talking about the Ottomans or Vlad the Impaler, or talking about people who climbed Mount Rushmore. So that's really cool for like general, like history and disappearances across time. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of it. What I've been getting into. Been learning Japanese and Spanish, and I absolutely suck at Japanese, but I'm only learning for a couple weeks. But I really like how challenging. Not only like I like Japanese because like it's easy to say and remember, where it's Spanish, maybe it's easier to learn Japanese because I've already done the work with Spanish. I know a lot more Spanish. I'm not going to say I'm fluent. I know enough to carry a conversation, um, but I'm not going to say I'm fluent in Spanish. And I will also say that learning Spanish, putting in that work, has helped me appreciate, like, Japanese is a lot easier to understand. Um, and it's a lot easier to pronounce because there aren't any, like, the rolling R's, or I haven't experienced, maybe I just don't know enough yet, but I haven't experienced, like, Spanish changes with a certain arrangement of letters, the um, the pronunciation completely changes. Like Sion, Canicion, or Benediction, Benediction. Yeah, like benediction, benediction, um, stuff like that. Corazon instead of corazon, like corazon. But the thing is, the trick with Japanese is, like, there's the way you pronounce it, but there's the way you write it, and the Japanese alphabet is complex. So I look forward to the challenge of that and just applying myself and learning that. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been learning Japanese and Spanish. Um, Very slowly. I'm kind of crawling with those. I want to be more deliberate. What else? Um, Working out. I've been working out a lot more. I was getting fat again. I weighed 230 pounds, and then I was like, holy smokes. So I started working out, and I lost 10 pounds. I was down like 11 pounds, but immediately, I mean, you can just tell. I mean, with my arms, in my, it actually looks, I actually look normal now. I still got a little bit of a belly, but my face is immediately, like, you can see the difference in my face. My face was, like, extremely puffy. So that was the first thing to go, was my face. And then I actually it took a little bit longer because I lost weight while adding muscle. So that was the way to go. So pretty happy about that. Yeah, so this is just kind of a check-in video. I usually do videos with, obviously, playing a game or something in the background, but I wanted to get a video done today that I could just talk about what I wanted to talk about and just vent and not really worry about having a point. So, yeah. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. I want y'all to do well and fear nothing, okay? All right, bye.